your eye open. You're going to see an animal over here, right-hand side, dark colored animal, almost looks like a zebra, way up there in the corner behind that brush. Now that animal is called an okapi. Now that animal was founded back in 1901 by the Western world. They're a very good-natured animal, but they are extremely shy. They're called an okapi. Once I round this corner over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a big watering hole. Sometimes we can spot black rhino in this area. The problem is we're down to less than 5,000 of these animals. That's all that's left. Poachers have hunted this animal so heavily over the last few years, we are down to less than 5,000. Now they weigh about 3,000 pounds. They can chart at a speed of 35 miles an hour. But the rhino is hunted because of their horns. Now their horns are made up of keratin. Here's a rhino right here, the black one. Now those horns are keratin, and on the black market, keratin brings big money to poachers. The only thing that animal's afraid of is humans, so you have to understand why that is. They've just been hunted so heavily. They're running out of places to live. Another black rhino here on the left. Alright, straight ahead of the truck, you're going to see a light brown colored animal. It almost looks like deer. This animal's called a greater kudu. Now they are actually the second tallest of the antelopes in Africa. And this one happens to be a female right here. Well, actually, there's more than one. There's a few more right over here. They're all females. The males will get a little bit taller and a little bit heavier than the females. And they are actually a nocturnal animal called greater kudu. You're going to see an animal here on the left-hand side, a rust-colored animal with striping. This animal's called a bongo. They are actually known as the ghost of the forest because of being so shy. They like to get up into the thick brush, and that's primarily where they stay most of the day, called bongos.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Alright, we're going to start working our way back into an area called the Safe River Valley. Once we get back to this area, we're going to drive right alongside the river so we can close attention to the water. The last few days, us drivers have been spotting nine hippos back here. The hippos are starting to use this river more and more. The hippos will spend pretty much all day in the water because these animals have very sensitive skin. They can actually sunburn. So check the water really good. Here we go, hippo, right-hand side down in the water. Also known as the river horse. And that animal weighs roughly 5,500 pounds. Now hippos are actually very good swimmers, but for some reason they prefer to walk on the bottom. Now they can hold their breath anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes. That makes it kind of hard to spot them down here in the river. Hippo's left-hand side. These great white-colored birds out here, these are pink-back pelicans. Now the hippos will come on the river at night and do their feeding. Each one of these hippos will get about 150 pounds of grass a day. Pink-back pelicans, they develop a pink stripe goes right down the center of their back during mating season. Now these birds will breed in trees. They have very large wingspans, right around 5 to 6 feet. Alright, out here on the reserve, we have a lot of old bridges. These bridges are in the best shape, but this next bridge, we want to make sure we're on this one nice and straight. If you don't want to end up on the left side of this bridge, that would make for a very bad day down there. Those are Nile crocodiles. These animals can get 18 to 20 feet long. They can weigh well over 500 pounds.
Look at those guys.
Now, they have a jaw crushing power right around 2,000 pounds.
Do they call it?
I get up here a little farther on the right-hand side, you're going to see a big tree. Most drivers call these things the upside-down trees, but the Lord's they correct us, and they say they're not upside-down trees, they're baobab trees. Well, if you park right here in front of it, it looks like an upside-down tree to us. But that tree will have leaves on it 3 to 4 months out of the year. The rest of the time it looks like that. They're called baobab. They stand about 75 feet tall. They're about 60 feet in diameter. Alright, heading on into the savannah. Savannah is part of the Serengeti grassland system, but this is just a very, very small portion of it here. But this is one of the areas we have worked extremely hard on to protect out here from these animals. It's a safe environment. These animals can roam and graze and not feel threatened by the chance of torture. As we're kind of driving along in here, take a good look at the landscape, because the animals are the ones that actually maintain us. Now, the reserve does very little down here. What happens is elephants, first thing in the morning, down in this area, they take tree branches down, but they help us out considerably by getting in here and planting grass. Now, by doing so, that allows the animal, gazelles, warthogs, get in here. They feed off of the grass, so they're the ones that keep this thing pretty well mowed in here. The giraffes, their responsibility are these trees, so they're basically our pruning shears down here. They keep these trees trimmed. So the animals are the ones that actually give the credit down here. They're the ones that maintain us, so there's plenty of food for You'll start seeing a lot of these mounds showing up too. They'll be kind of scattered throughout the reserve. These are actually termite mounds. Now, these things are made up of termites, grass, sand, clay, dirt, and animal saliva. And then what happens is these things are exposed to sunlight down here. Now, the longer they're in the sun, the harder they get. They will actually get as hard as concrete. And then elephants, when they come down here, they use these things as scratching poles.
Oh, sorry, last
You're going to see a giraffe way over here on the left-hand side. That is a reticulated giraffe. There. You're going to see 2 different types of giraffe down here on the reserve. You're going to see a reticulated and a Maasai. Now, the only difference between the 2 giraffes is just the patterns on their skin. Reticulated has a netting pattern. Maasai has a patch that has rough edges. There's nothing smooth about the patch. So as we get closer, you'll see the difference. The very first one is a reticulated. Now, they are the world's tallest animal, 18 to 20 feet in height. Considering a giraffe's size, they can move pretty good. They travel at a speed of 30 miles an hour. And actually, each stride a giraffe takes over about 15 feet, so they cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. Collecting grayish-colored animal over here on the right. This is white-bearded wildebeest, also known as the wild beast. That is one of Africa's largest migrating animals right now. During migration season, 1,000,001 to 1,000,002 will migrate every year. And they have very large heads and a shaggy mane and grayish-white beard. Now, this is a Maasai giraffe right here on the right. This is the patch that has an uneven pattern, rough on the edge. Dark brown animal way out there with the huge horns that's Ankole cattle. Reticulated giraffe with a netting pattern. Maasai here on the left. These guys are our pruning shears down here. They keep these trees. Excuse us. Excuse us.
Oh my God.
This one likes to grab hats.
Oh, hello.
hardest part is catching them after he does it. They're very busy animals. Giraffes really only require about 4 to 5 hours worth of sleep a day. They're up and they're active. And giraffes are chewers. Alright, we're going to head back into an area. We call this Mandrill Hill. Once I round this corner, you're going to see a big male bull elephant up here on the right. That is a big male bull right there. The males will average 13 to 14 feet tall and about 15,000 pounds. The females, they don't get as big as the males. Females will average 11 to 12 feet tall, right around 11,000 pounds. I'll get you up here where you can see this elephant a little better. Now, both male and female produce the white ivory. That's what they're hunted for, as well as elephant meat.
There's a nice red bird there.
So, you know, sometimes elephants will have dirty backs. They'll take sand, mud, dirt, whatever they find, throw it up on their backs because they have very sensitive skin. They can actually sunburn too. So that's their method of a sunblock. The poachers hunt that elephant because of that white ivory as well as elephant meat. The problem is they're getting harder and harder to protect. These animals, like the rhinos, even the giraffes now are being hunted. We're down to less than 18,000 giraffes worldwide. These animals are running out of places to live. They've been forced out of their environment. Another one of the old bridges crossed. Should I cross this thing? Hey, if I don't cross it, I'll get pushed across it. These things are in such shape. Nope, take your time. Jump on that. Whoa. Let's get off this thing. Just wait now. That's your fault. Elephants that pass through here. Tuskers that play. Footprints that play. Elephants, left-hand side, baby elephants.
Right there.
Now that's a little girl right there. She is 3 years old. She's just now starting to get her white ivory tufts. This is her mother, a little farther over here. Now babies, they stay with their moms anywhere from 13 to 15 years. So they're with their mothers a long time. Now, even though the babies continue to keep getting older, it's still a full-time job for Mother Elephant because she's constantly working with these babies to teach them how to socialize and get along with other elephants. And even as the babies continue to keep getting older, the older they get, the more trouble they get in. So it is a full-time job for her. Got a radio station here around me, see if we can pick it up. Some more bamboo trees on them. And Chloe Cap over here on the right hand side. All these birds up here on the left hand side, greater flamingos. Now these birds actually have a pinkish color to their skin. They get that because they pulled the line of the shrimp out of this water. Shrimp's not in beta carotene because this bird is pinkish coloring. And Coley cattle straight ahead of us, also known as Watusi cattle. Now these horns can get as long as 5 feet. Right around 20 inches of circumference. And the horns tell us some of these horns can weigh as much as 150 pounds on the animal's head.
It's one of the massive.
Birds over here, the greater flamingos. Take a look at the island they're on. Anybody know what that is? Over here, the island the birds are standing on. Anybody know what that is? Time's up. That's a hidden Mickey right there. Surprise! But I guess he's not hidden anymore. Alright, we're going to head back into an area called the East-West Savannah. See what we can find back here. I'm seeing white rhino coming up here. That's an animal you don't want to startle right there. He's 2,000 pounds heavier than a white rhino. Now they're hunted for the same reason poachers go after the horns on a white rhino. Now this animal can do some serious damage because they can still charge at a speed of 35 miles an hour. Grant zebras over here on the right. Problem is with the white rhino is these animals have such poor eyesight that they're very easy targets for poachers to sneak up on. Rhinos react to different noises. If they're not familiar with the noise, then you better not aggravate them. So we're going to pass this guy nice and slow. Cheetah, left-hand side, laying in the dirt. Right over here. Left-hand side, in the dirt. Excuse us, buddy.
Look at that.
Yeah, cheetah is the world's fastest animal. Now, cheetah can go from 0 to 50 miles an hour in less than 6 seconds. They've been clocked as fast as 65 to 70 miles an hour. And a cheetah is strictly a daytime hunter. They're not like their cousins, the lions. Lions hunt day and night, but a cheetah is restricted to daytime only because that cat has to rely on its eyesight. It cannot rely on its sense of smell. Cheetah, laying right in here, guys. Looks like 2 of them. Right in here, left-hand side, laying in the dirt.
Oh, up there.
Right, the back behind this tree.
Oh, yeah.
Now here on the left-hand side, you can see a big rock formation. Now us drivers, we call this a Kobe rock. Now the story with a Kobe rock is lions have been known to be seen out here. The problem is lions are very inactive. 18 to 20 hours a day, they're basically laying around or sleeping, and they got quite a ways to get out here. They wait for these rocks to heat up from the sun. So we never know when they're going to show up here, so keep checking the rocks as we're driving through. Now, lions will become very, very active late in the afternoon, but up until then, it's just kind of hit and miss if we're going to see any. Grant zebras.
Oh, there's one.
Got a lion over here. Get you up here so you can see them. So they're starting to make their way over here, but they will become very active as we get later into the afternoon. That's about as much excitement as you're going to see right there. You got a female, male, possibly another female laying a little farther in.
Line okay. Big down.
That wasn't a leopard.
Big.
You said the alligator was a big one back there. It's heavy.
Okay, up here on the left we have ostrich eggs laying in the sand and dirt up here. We have the great zebra straight ahead of us. Now, no 2 zebras are going to have the same stripes. Each one's going to be different. It's like a human fingerprint. And that's actually a benefit to this animal, especially when they're being chased by lions as a food source. Now, those stripes will act as an optical illusion, and a zebra knows exactly when that cat's balance is off when they're being chased. That's when they deliver a swift kick. so they can put a lion out real fast. They're actually known as lion killers. Zebras have babies within 4 to 6 hours. The babies can stand, and by the time the baby is 8 hours old, they can run and keep up with the rest of the baby adults. Extremely powerful Okay, animal over here on the right-hand side, extremely rare. There's less than 300 of these animals still known to be in the wild. There's actually less than 1,500 still accountable throughout the entire world. Poachers have hunted this animal to almost full extinction. These animals are called addicts. They're hunted for one reason, that's those horns. Those are spiral horns, and that is major money on that animal's head right there. Also looking at one of the only four-legged animals here in Africa that live their entire life without taking a drink of water. Those animals will not touch water. Now the only water content that animal gets to survive is they pull grass out of the ground, they eat the roots, and that's all. Very rare animals called addicts. Alright, we're going to start working our way out of the reserve right now. Now I'll drop you guys back off at the Warden's Post, which is just a short walk back to the village of Harambe. Now your safari doesn't have to end here on this truck. I highly recommend, if you haven't had a chance yet, you visit Pagani Exploration Trail. Now once you get off the departure dock, you're actually almost right there. It's just going to be a short walk. It'll be on the right hand side. It's a nice walking trail. It'll take you about 15 minutes to go through, but back there you get a chance to see some more animals like big silverback gorillas. They are huge. The monkeys, meerkats, birds, fish, and actually 2 new baby gorillas. Also recommend Rafiki's Planet. That's a great place for the little ones if you haven't made it back there yet. From the departure dock, just head back towards the village of Harambe. Before you get to the village, left-hand side, you can see the entrance. Take the train back to Rafiki. Back in that area, more animals to see. They actually have an area back there where the kids can get in and interact with some animals, so it's a pretty cool place. Want to see tigers? Recommend Egypt. Egypt has some beautiful tigers. By all means, guys, if you haven't already, try and fit in your schedule a Lion King show. You don't want to miss that. So that's just a few more things for you to see and do while you're here. So did everyone enjoy their safari? Excellent. I hope you guys got a lot of good pictures to take home. Now here in Harambe, we never like to say goodbye. Goodbye's too final. What we say here is Kwaherini. Now Kwaherini is Swahili for go well. So Kwaherini, everyone. Good job of work.